Yep, that's adjusted, so we should be good now. Sean, let me know if you can hear me. Jasmine, let me know if you can hear me now. And if I don't hear from you, I'm assuming that you can. Okay? All right. So, and I forgot to say, but welcome to all the live viewers and welcome to all the replay viewers. Welcome. And again, we're just going over the checklist of all the different items that we've gone over so far. Remember, we set our budget, we found our venue for our ceremony and our reception. Our engagement party that we're having was a small party in the home. Okay. Okay, so that means you guys can hear me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Not sure what happened there, but you know when you're dealing with technology, sometimes there's a little snafu. So, all right. And then once we found our venue at the Moshulu in Philadelphia, then we sent out our save dates. Okay, so let's see where that is. This would be review and note our stationary needs. So we know our stationary needs. That's been done. We sent out our save dates. We're in the process of sending out our wedding invitations. Okay. And yesterday we actually started our gift registry. We started that. And then we also the day before that we actually created our website. Okay, so and on the website is where you're going to let people know about arrangements and things like that and accommodations for your out-of-town guests. And of course, we also created our guest list. So we have all the guest list related items taken care of. And before we created our website, we decided on the bridal party. Okay, we chose who our groomsmen would be, as well as our bridesmaid, maid of honor, and best man. Okay. And are we having a flower girl or ring bearer? Yes, we are. So I'm checking off everything related to the bridal party. And the last thing we did was the yesterday. What did we do yesterday? Yesterday we talked about oh, things are just happening so quickly I can't remember one thing from the other. So we went from budget, selected our venue, sent out our save dates and our invitations, and based on that we had our guest list all set up. Then we picked out our bridal party, our groomsmen and our bridesmaid, maid of honor, and best man. Okay, and then we talked about, okay, we need an officiant. So we looked at how to select one, and we also looked into how to apply for our wedding license. Okay, so after that, we on day 11, Jazz, do you remember what we did on day 11 or yesterday? What did we talk about yesterday? We talked about, I'm waiting for Jazz. Jazz, do you remember what we talked about yesterday? Oh, I think I know. Was that wedding websites? I think that's what it was. We talked about wedding websites. Okay, that's what we did. All right, and then so wedding websites was the last thing. Oh, and that's right, because we talked about wedding websites, and then yesterday we talked about wedding bridal registries. That's what we did. Okay, because after we created the website, then you have to go ahead and fill out all that information, such as the bridal party, your love story, how you met, things like that. Add photos, and then add all the other information, such as accommodations and the registry. So I showed you a couple of places where you can either add a one-stop shop for your registry or multiple sites for your registry, and we talked about that. So if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about the bridal registry and how that's selected and your different options, you can check out yesterday's video, which was day 11. Okay, so now we're at the point where, since all of that is done, we need to start thinking about the dress, and we need to go buy that dress. Okay, we only have a couple of more weeks to go, and also book all of our vendors. So between now and the next few days, we're going to talk about how to select the dress for the bride, for Aaliyah, and then book our vendors, our remaining vendors that we need to book, as well as selecting the bridal party and the groomsmen's gear, their tux. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing for the next few days, making sure we have all that taken care of. Okay, so we've gotten pretty much a lot of this knocked out. I'm gonna go through and knock out everything related to ceremony, reception. That's all taken care of. Okay, so this checklist is pretty good because it keeps you on track so that you can make sure that you knocked out all the big details as well as the small details. All right, so just wanted to go back to our checklist so that we can see where we are. And now I want to talk through today's topic, which is how do I begin the process of selecting my wedding gown? How do I do that? So the first thing you want to do is look at your body type. Okay, your body type. You want to look at that and determine based on the bridal gown or dress that you're looking for or looking at. You need to first look at, yourself and your style and your body shape, because every dress that you see on Pinterest, all those gorgeous dresses that you see on those perfectly shaped models, okay, that and all the folks that they don't look like you, but that dress looks gorgeous. If you try that same dress on, it may not look the same on you. So don't put your all your pennies in that bucket. Don't just figure out, okay, I saw this dress on Pinterest or in one of the bridal magazines and it's just gorgeous and that's my dress. And when you go to the bridal shop and try it on, you're like, oh, this doesn't look like it looked in the bridal magazine or how it looked on that model that I pinned on my numerous Pinterest boards, okay, or that you've seen on numerous Pinterest boards. Those are just there to give you ideas, okay, not to say that that particular idea, that dress is going to work for you. So based on, first thing you want to do is look at your shape. Are you an apple shape? Meaning all of your weight is in the middle, okay? All of your weight is in the middle. Maybe you have a wide waist, you're hippie, and you have a bigger chest, okay? All the weight's there. Then you have a woman who has a rectangular shape, and that just means that typically there are no hips. There are no hips, no waist. It's just straight up and down, okay? Small breasts. That's the typical, that's the shape of a rectangular shaped woman. They're kind of boxy, no hips, no shape, no waist, and a smaller chest. Now, pear-shaped women are typically small chests. They're small up top, and they have a bit of a waist, but they have wide hips or a large butt, okay? Large hip or a large butt. And that's a pear shape. All of the weight is around the thigh and the butt area, but they're small on the top. Okay, that's a pear shape. Then inverted is just the opposite. A lot of the weight is in the arms. You might have heavy arms, a big chest, okay, but smaller hips and the butt and thighs. Everything small on the bottom, big on the top. And then, of course, is that perfect body shape that we all probably would like to have in a perfect world, right? Which would be just the perfect size chest, small, tight waist, and just the average size buttocks or butt and thighs, okay? The perfect hourglass shape. This is the one everyone would love to be, but we're not in a perfect world, so not all of us fit that mold. So you should be able to look at one of these 5 body shapes and figure out which one fits you. Okay, and some people might be a combination of body shapes. Okay, a combination. So you figure out what is best for you, and then based on these body shapes that we looked at, okay, based on the body shapes that we looked at, let you can tie it to a certain dress that would look best on that particular body shape. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how you can tie that body shape to the perfect dress, or the dress that looks best in this particular body shape. So if you're an hourglass shape woman, okay, hourglass is that perfect body shape. You can wear anything pretty much. You can pretty much wear anything. So that body shape looks gorgeous in a mermaid or trumpet dress because it shows every curve. It ties in the waist, arms are out, shows all the curves. So if you have that perfect body shape, hourglass, okay, then you would look great in a mermaid dress. But if you don't have hips or thighs, you don't have a butt, then mermaid dress is not going to look best on you because it's showing your shape. Okay. Again, if you have an hourglass shape, then an A-line dress would kind of flares out, and then it accents the waist. A-line princess dress is a gorgeous dress on you as well. And then column sheath dress is just a straight up and down. It's kind of flowy. Well, actually not flowy. It's more conservative. A sheath dress is more conservative looking. So you have a choice of a mermaid, a sheath dress, or a mermaid, A-line dress, or a sheath dress. And pretty much, if you have an hourglass shape, anything looks good on you. Okay. Now, for all the rest of us, if you're tall and thin, okay, you're tall and thin, and that runs into the line, that lines up with a rectangular shape. Tall and thin, small chest, not much of a waist. You're just straight up and down. You don't have hips and thighs and no butt. Okay, just straight up and down. Then you want to try to accent your shape by wearing you can wear a mermaid trumpet dress because it'll pull in your waist and bring out your hips. Okay, so because it accents the waistline. Column sheath also accents the waistline and doesn't put a lot of emphasis because the waistline is right above here, so it doesn't put a lot of emphasis on how thin you are. It gives you some depth. Okay, it adds weight to you. And then you have your ball gown, which of course doesn't put any accent on your weight at all, and it accents your waistline by pulling you in there. Okay, and then you have the way that they have the kind of bikini cut top here right above the waistline, that band around the waist. Then that'll accent your chest and make your chest look a little bigger. Okay, so tall and thin is just you're trying to add a little bit, give yourself some curves, and these dresses will add curves to your weight. And next you have the petite person. We didn't talk about a short person in the shapes, but a short person could be any one of those. But if you're petite or short, then you don't want something that makes you look like you're drowning in the dress. Okay, so again, you have the straight up and down, the sheath dress, because it's not a lot of weight, it's not a lot of material fabric, so it accents your weight, okay, and your height. And then you have the princess dress. This one, it's not a ball gown, but the princess dress, it's A-line, so it's going to flow down, okay? And then it cuts into the waist, so it doesn't put a lot of emphasis on your height. And then you have the empire waist dress. So that's a shorter dress here, so it doesn't, again, put a lot of emphasis on your height. and it's not a lot of material like the ball gown. You wouldn't want to wear a ball gown, a petite person, because that's just too much material, and it typically makes you look like you're drowning in the dress. Now, apple shape, okay, an apple shape person with that body type, again, A-line ball gown, because the ball gown is going to add, because you don't, apple shape, they have the butt, but they don't have the hips. Okay, they have all the weight up here. So you want to tie in the waist, and then if you wear the ball gown, that'll give you the curves and put emphasis on the waist. Pear shape, we showed you that body type. Pear shape means heavy on the bottom, small on top. Remember that? So because of the pear shape, if you're heavy on the bottom but small on top, the bikini tops will put emphasis on your chest to make, to have all the emphasis or focus there instead of on your bottom, which is heavy. And wearing the ball gown covers the roundness on the bottom, or the heaviness on the bottom. Okay. And then lastly, if you're full figured, everyone knows full figured, just a little extra weight. If you're full figured girl, then you have a couple of choices. The A-line princess dress will put emphasis on the top and not the bottom, and bring in your waist. And then the empire waist dress will accent the top as well. Okay. So, and these aren't cut and dry as far as, what your choices are. This just gives you an idea based on body type, where to start when you start your dress hunting, okay? When you start looking at different ideas and trying to figure out what's the best dress for you based on style, material, or fabric, based on designer, and things like that. Color, whether you want color or not, and we'll talk about that. That'll be one of our next topics, trying to decide based on different designers whether you want color or not, or just want to stick to a white dress, things like that. We'll talk about that later. So, also, the last thing I wanted to show you that will determine what your bridal style is, or how to determine what dress to select. They have a lot of cute little questionnaires that you can take to get you thinking about what dress would be best for your particular wedding theme and style. So we saw this one here with Alfred Angelo, who's a dress designer, and they have a really good bridal style questionnaire that'll help you determine which one of their dresses would be best for your wedding and your style. So it's asking you, are you a classic, romantic, glam, or fantasy type bride? Okay, and it's a quick 7 questions we're just going to go through here. All right, so let me position this so you guys can see. Oh, hi, Leah. I just noticed what that comment said. Hi, Leah, how are you? So I'm going to click on start here so we can see how do we determine what kind of bride we are. All right, so first question, there are 7 questions. Are you this is asking you what kind of style you like as far as decorating style. That is a good way to determine what kind of wedding style you would like. Are you rustic and charming, meaning you might like a barn or rustic chic type wedding? Creative and dramatic, meaning do you like things that are artsy, nouveau, things that are different and unique as far as your wedding style and theme, and what kind of dress you might be looking for. You might want a colored dress versus a white or off-white dress. Are you classic and timeless? That just means that you're pretty much a traditional bride. Maybe you want the formal, all the traditional things that come with a wedding, bling and chandeliers and just very formal ball princess gown You want all of that. This fits with the classic and timeless decorating style. Or are you a fun and glam type person? Okay, you like glam, you like the chandeliers, but you like there's a modern twist to it. Okay, so I'm going to say that Aaliyah is creative and dramatic. That's her style. Okay, next question. What's your favorite TV show? Modern Family, anything on HGTV, like you like the home channel, Game of Thrones, Real Housewives. I'm gonna say Game of Thrones. Okay, what celebrity style crush do you have? Jennifer Aniston, Rihanna, Kate Middleton, who's very conservative. Beyonce, she's very she likes things that are different and new and unique, and whatever the trend might be. Rihanna is trendy but cutesy. I like Rihanna's for Aaliyah. I think she's a Rihanna type girl. What is your dream wedding gown? Is it bohemian and relaxed? Okay, elegant and embellished, classic with chapel train, or is it fantasy like? Fantasy like meaning you like something that's out of the box. Maybe you like a red dress. Okay, classic. That's the ball gown. Elegant and embellished would be either ball gown or something that's way out of the box. Bohemian and relaxed are a gown that's flowy, maybe some ruffles, maybe a floral, anything colored, anything vintage. And we're going to say Leah's bohemian. And then where would your dream wedding take place? Downtown, at a venue downtown, in a typical ballroom with the chandeliers and the bling, somewhere outside, or in a chateau. Okay, we'll say outside. She's an outdoorsy type. And then 6, on weekends, what do you do? Would you go to a Disney attraction, go out for dinner and a movie, hiking and yoga, or dancing the night away at a club? We'll say outdoorsy, hiking, and some yoga. It's actually between the two, dinner and a movie, but I'll say hiking and the yoga. I think Leah's more of a outdoorsy type. And then, what's your favorite headpiece? Okay, is it the standard tiara, which would be the ball gown, princess bride, sparkling comb, meaning you like a little elegance, fresh flower, that's the bohemian vintage type bride, and a veil, another type of elegance and formal type bride. And we'll say fresh flower. Alright, and all we need to do is scroll down and we'll see what they think our type of dress will be. And they're saying that Aaliyah is a modern vintage bride. So they're saying you need to look at Alfred Angelo's vintage dresses. Okay, so this is their idea. And okay, these questionnaires are not in stone. They're just trying to give you an idea of what type of bride they think you are. But don't put yourself in a box. Experiment, try different things. Make sure you try on the dress that you think you like, and even the dress you don't think you like. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I hope you learned a little bit more about how to start the process of deciding what kind of dress is best for you based on your body type. Okay, and then once you figure out your body type, then you look at the different dresses that fit your particular body type. All right, and based on that, I hope you have a great night, and I hope you have a great night and learned a little bit more about how to start the process of finding your perfect dress, or the dress that's meant for you, in our 30 Days to Us, How to Plan Your Wedding in 30 Days live video series. I'm Denise again, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, on our next topic. Have a good night. Bye.